So I have a color profile that's already set up. This is the one. And so I'm just going to make sure my colors look good for this shirt. And then I want to take off this bidirectional. Let me go into my advanced to make sure that's set up. I either use the slide bar or the color circle. I'm going to just keep it on the slide bar. And I'm just going to go over here to add. And I just want to make sure that I have this one set up for sure. And then I'm just going to say save. I just want to make sure it saves properly with the right settings that I just chose. So now I can close it. And everything that I just set up is going to be saved in that preset. So that's what it'll look like. Okay to that. And my print is already 8.5 by 5. And so I'm going to go ahead and print that. Send that over to my Epson 8550 printer. There's the dialog, and that's what the colors are supposed to look like when it prints out. So I'm going to go ahead and click print. And the printer is starting. So that always pops up. And it got a little bar that lets you know when it's getting complete. So I'm going to go over to the printer now so we can see it as it comes out. And I have my heat press heating up as well. It's a 16 by 20 heat press right there. And that one is a 16 by 24. So let's go and grab that print when it gets done. Well, the print is coming out now. Okay, here is the print. That's what it looks like. Those colors look really good on this paper, and it's vibrant too. Y'all know how sometimes you print and everybody's like, it's dull until you press it. It's dull. Not with Crafting Besties. Look at that. It's not dull when it comes out. So I'm going to let my heat press finish heating up. But that looks pretty good. So we're going to see You know, it always looks different on the computer as well. But I don't have my flash on so you can see a little bit better. So we're going to see what that looks like as soon as I press it. So I'll be right back after this heat up. And while I'm waiting for this to heat up, I am going to take another print. I'm going to set this because I just want to compare the difference between choosing one of those profiles that I already have preset versus letting Photoshop manage the colors. And so I'm just going to go and find the one that's supposed to be my ink profile. So I'm using Hippo ink still because that's what I have in my printer since I got it about a year ago. Well, no, I think it's been actually 6 months, something like that. Feels like a year. So I'm going to try this and see what the colors look like when I print from there compared to using it the other way I just did. I can already see that the skin tones look darker. I can see that compared to the other one, but I'm going to go ahead and print it because typically what I like to do with Photoshop when it manages my colors, I like to lighten it up because it kind of make the skin tones look way too dark. So I'm going to go ahead and print it anyway, and then we can see the difference of this print that I have right here. That one is just using that preset that I've shown you earlier. So I'm going to get the other one as soon as it starts to come out that printer, but I'll show you as it prints. So I'm going to mark this one as the preset color controls. I got this pen in my mouth, the pen top. Okay, so we're going to see as this come out. Okay, so this one looks like. Check that out. And I'm going to write on the back of this one, Photoshop. So we know that that's what that means, that Photoshop manage those colors. Let's look at the two to see if there are any noticeable. I can see noticeable color differences, like with their skin tones compared to this one. See, I'm just going to see which one looks the best when pressed. Because for me, I am seeing this one, the one that has those presets. But we're going to see. So the heat press is ready now, and I'm going to press this first one. I need to get some tape on there. This is getting pressed at 400 degrees, and it's going to be for 60 seconds. And I'm going to just put a sheet of parchment paper on top. I've already lint rolled it too. And it pops off of there, and it's smoking. I'm gonna let that cool down for a little bit because it's real hot. I'll get my other sheet ready. Let me see. So this is the first one using the presets. If I could get it off, see? The preset controls. I got that tape on there. That looks so good to me. I like that a lot. So now we're going to do the other one with the Photoshop controls, where Photoshop manage the colors. This will be helpful for the people who print from Photoshop and like to let Photoshop manage the colors. You get to see what that actually looks like. And if you're new, this will help you out. I'm going to have to lint roll this and come back because I'm holding my phone, so I'll be right back. Okay, got that one ready to set up. Let me put some heat resistant tape on it just to tape it down. Okay, I'm just going to use another sheet of picture paper, even though nothing bled through on the other sheet. It was no colors on it, but I'm going to use this one. Press this for 60 seconds. And so what I like to do after I've tested colors, since this is it is a size 8.5 by 11, I am going to use this for a peekaboo shirt. You know, so it's not going to be wasted at all. And those colors just look really good. And that's sublimation for you, baby. I love sublimation. And Craft and Bessie's paper works so good because, let me show you. Look at the paper. Like, you don't see any of the ink still on that paper because it's all in the shirt. Okay, this one is ready. Let's see, I don't see anything on this butcher paper either. Let's see that. Okay, so bring this one over here and turn off this heat press because I'm not going to press my shirts yet until tomorrow. It's late now. Okay, so I gotta take this off. Okay. Here's the paper. And that's the Photoshop one. So you see what I was saying? I knew right off the bat that the faces were gonna be too dark. That's why I don't like to let Photoshop manage my colors. That's why I do tests, just to see what it's gonna look like. So let's put these side by side. So many supplies everywhere I need to get my life together. Okay. So you see that? Photoshop manage the colors. Color preset that I chose. Which one wins? I already know. It's this one. It's that one right there. This one can still go under a peekaboo shirt, you know, so it won't be wasted. But I like this one better. And then there's a third one that could be done. It's the ICM. And that's what I like to use when it is human in the pictures. And while we're on here, I'm going to just do that one just so that people who want to see all three, they can see them right here. 1 second. Okay, pardon all of this moving because I'm trying to do this with one hand because I didn't use my tripod. But this is, we're going to do this with the ICM profile. So I'm just going to File and then Print. And then I'll choose Printer Manages the Colors. And then I'll go to Print Settings. And over here, I'm going to keep it where it is for that area. But over here, I'm going to go to Advanced under the Customs. And I'm going to put it to ICM. It was on no color adjustment because Photoshop was managing. So do that. Say okay. Okay, right there. And then I'm going to print. Okay, let me click print. And so to me, those colors that were shown in that print preview and right there, they don't look too bad, but we're going to see what they come out like on the printer. So let's head over to the printer. Okay, it's coming out the printer now. I can already tell that their skin tones are coming out better than the Photoshop managing the colors. Okay. So here's this one. See that those colors look pretty good. Okay, so that looks good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and get it pressed. That should be good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tape that down. And I got this little gadget from Amazon. If you've seen any of my other videos, you already know just about everything as far as my supplies and stuff comes from Amazon. Okay, so now I'm gonna place my paper, parchment paper back on there. Oh, but you know what? I turned off the heat press because I said I was done. So we just gotta wait for it to heat up just a little bit. It's already almost at 350, so it just got about 50 more degrees to go. But this shirt is really doing what it's supposed to do. I love it. I got this from D Quick Fingers, so y'all can check him out and get yours so you can be able to be ready for the movie on Christmas Day when it comes out. Okay, so we're at 3:55 almost. Okay, so just a little bit more to go. So I'll be right back once that heats up all the way. Okay, we're at 391. Okay, actually go ahead and press it for real because that's hot enough. Like, it's fine. And this is only being a test, but you know, it typically is 400. So just wait a couple more minutes. That's good enough. You see how it's like no ink on that parchment paper. Turn that off. Bring this over here so I can peel it. Come on, get off of there. I only got one hand to do this with. Okay, so here it is. So this is the reason why I often go with the ICM. I was just telling someone earlier in the group chat that ICM is a good option. So as you can see, for skin tones, when you're dealing with a human, that's why I like this one, because this one looks good too, but it has a little bit more orange. This looks a little more natural. And you can see what the screen looks like. So I think for the screen purposes, this one looks like it matches the screen a little more. See? Like it matches it a little more. But it does have like some of those orange color tones. This one, the ICM, it looks more natural. As you can see, compared to that, it looks a little more natural skin tones. Like what skin tones typically look like. This what this looks like compared to the screen. So you get to see all three presses. So that's why I like to tell people to test their colors, because this way you can see which one you want to go with. You know, they all look good, but you can see this one is a little more rich with the purple tones. This one looks more like my screen to me. Yeah, this looks like more like what's on my screen. This one is a little bit more vibrant. So if you wanted to pop a little bit more, you go with that one. This here is Photoshop managing. I do not like it because it made everybody's skin tone look way too dark. So if you go with this, you have to play around with the settings and lighten it up. So that's why I stopped letting Photoshop manage my colors. But I do like to print in Photoshop because I can choose my 300 DPI. So that'll be it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.